I find him behind the storage shed, knees pulled to his chest. Hoodie zipped up even though it's hot. He's trying to be invisible. Eli doesn't look up when I call his name. He's 11, and he's been eating lunch in hiding since the first week of school. I crouch down. I already know what happened, but I ask anyway. His lunchbox is open on the ground. Empty. Smashed grapes. A sandwich stepped on. Someone poured his applesauce over his drawings. He says, "I'm not hungry." But he is. I know my kid. I sit beside him. "Did someone take your food again?" His silence is answer enough. This school was supposed to be a new start. A fresh district. A place where no one knew him. No one here knew he used to have a twin. No one here knew what our family went through last year. So they see the weight he's gained, the way he avoids gym, the way he walks with his head down, and they judge him for it. They think he's just the quiet, overweight kid who brings too much food and doesn't talk much. They don't know about the hospital nights, the machines, the way our family slowly stopped functioning after we lost Liam. They don't know that Eli used to be a soccer player, or that he hasn't touched his cleats since his brother's room went quiet. And they definitely don't know that food is the only thing he still has control over. But they punish him for it anyway. Last week, the gym teacher joked loud enough while they were running their laps around the school. Maybe if he ate something green once in a while, he'd keep up? I was walking back to my car. 3 kids laughed. Eli turned red, and I wanted to scream, but I didn't, because my son already had his head bowed so low I could barely see his face, and if I spoke up, I'd only make it worse. And the teachers? They see it too. I know they do. When I walk through the hallways at pickup, I notice the way they lean together, clipboards pressed to their chests, whispering, staring for just a little too long when Eli shuffles by in his hoodie. I've caught fragments. Withdrawn. Eating habits. Not surprising. They never say it to my face. But their looks are enough. They've already filed him away. A problem student. A burden. A lost cause. And when I tried, just once, to ask for help, it only confirmed what I feared. It was after lunch one Friday. I saw the other boys scatter as Eli came out from behind the building, his hands empty, his shoulders hunched, his lip bleeding. I rushed over, furious, demanding answers. The assistant principal brushed me off. "Kids roughhouse, boys will be boys." I told her my son hadn't eaten in 3 days without being mocked for it. She sighed, tapping her pen against her clipboard. Maybe if Eli put more effort in, he wouldn't be singled out. You know how children are, they notice things. Notice things. She meant his size, his silence, his grief. Maybe, she added, eyes flicking over my clothes, you could encourage him to try harder at fitting in. Sometimes parents don't realize how much of this starts at home. Like I hadn't been breaking myself in half every day since we lost Liam. I looked at Eli standing there with his lip trembling and his lunch spilled in the dirt. And I realized he didn't just face cruelty from kids. He faced dismissal from the very adults who were supposed to protect him. So when they laugh at him in gym, when they dump his food in the dirt, when they crumple his drawings, it's not just kids being cruel. It's a system that's decided my son doesn't matter. And the worst part? He believes them. Quick favor before we move on. Over 90% of people watching right now haven't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying this story, tap that like button and hit subscribe. It's completely free, and it helps this channel reach more amazing listeners like you. Already subscribed? You're the best. Thank you so much. Now, let's get back to it. The next morning, I ask Eli if he wants me to pack his lunch. He says no. He says he's not hungry. Again. But I do it anyway. I cut the crusts off his sandwich the way he likes. Add apple slices. I tuck a napkin inside with a note, just in case today is a hard day. When he doesn't look at me, I force a smile and say, "It's nothing special. Just for you." He doesn't answer. At noon, I leave work early. I park across from the schoolyard during his lunch period, not to confront anyone, not yet, just to see, to make sure he eats. At 12:15, I spot him. Same hoodie, Same slow walk. He looks behind him twice before heading around the side of the building. The same corner he hides in every day. The same spot I found him yesterday. I almost get out of the car, but I don't. Then I see them. 3 boys. Bigger. Louder. They peel away from the picnic tables and follow him like it's routine. They know exactly where he goes. They've been here before. One of them yells something I can't hear. The others laugh. Then they reach him. The tallest one, Cody, grabs Eli's backpack. The second rips the lunchbox from his hands. I open the car door. My pulse hammers in my ears. They flip the lunchbox open and lift it like they've won a prize. "Look at all this!" Cody yells. "Did you bring lunch for 4 people or just you, Piglet?" They start dumping it out. One thing at a time. Granola bars, fruit snacks, 2 sandwiches, the juice box, even the napkin with my note. They shake the box upside down like it's a game. "Dude, no wonder you jiggle when you run." They laugh. Eli doesn't, and neither do I. I slam the car door shut and storm across the lot. By the time I get there, Eli is on the ground scrambling for something. A drawing. They crumpled it, of course. The boys freeze when they see me. Cody smirks. "We were just joking." I look at Eli. His face is red. His eyes don't even look angry, just tired. "That your mom?" one of them mutters. Eli nods without looking at me. That's when a teacher comes around the corner, clipboard in hand. She looks at me, not them. "Is there a problem, ma'am?" I stare at her. "They dumped his lunch. They pushed him. They've been doing this all week." She sighs like she's already over it. "Middle school boys play rough. Maybe if Eli got involved more, things would be easier." I blink. "Excuse me?" "Kids can tell," she says, "when someone isolates or has different habits." Her eyes flick down at his stomach. Different habits. She means the food, the weight, the silence. Eli leans into me. I wrap my arm around him. "Come on," I say. We walk back toward the car, and as we pass the teacher, I hear it, her muttering into her walkie-talkie just low enough for the boys to hear. "It's Eli again." Like he's the disruption. Later, when I'm waiting in the office to speak with the principal, I see them. 2 teachers by the copy machine, huddled together, whispering. One glances at me, then leans back in. I catch a word. "Overprotective." Another. "Helicopter." And when the principal finally ushers me in, it's the same routine. "They're just boys," he says. "Sometimes our own anxieties make our children more of a target." He leans back in his chair like he's giving me a parenting seminar. Meanwhile, my son sits outside that office. Lip trembling, holding the crushed napkin that once said, "Just in case today is a hard day." Like I thought my note could protect him. And all it did was prove the truth. He was never safe here to begin with. That night, Eli won't come out of his room. He says he's tired. He says he has a headache. But I hear the truth in his silence. I hear the crinkle of that napkin in his hand as he turns it over and over again. He didn't eat a single bite of the lunch. He left it all there, dumped out and wasted, just like how they made him feel. I knock softly. "Eli, can I come in?" No answer. I push the door open. He's curled up under the blanket, hoodie still on. I sit on the edge of the bed. "You don't have to talk, I just wanted to be here." A long pause. Then he whispers into the pillow. "Why do they hate me?" It breaks something in me. "They don't hate you, they don't know you. That's the difference." But I can see his hands shaking under the blanket. And I know he doesn't believe me. The next morning, he begs to stay home. He stands by the door with his backpack, but he won't put on his shoes. His eyes flick between me and the floor. "Please, Mom," I don't feel good. I touch his forehead. No fever. What hurts? He shrugs. Everything. I let him stay. He curls on the couch under his hoodie, pulling the drawstrings tight. The TV glows with the same animated movie on loop. The one he and Liam used to watch when they were sick. He doesn't eat breakfast. He doesn't eat lunch, just stares. When I ask if he wants dinner, he shakes his head. I'm not hungry. But I see the truth in his eyes. He's starving himself. Not because he isn't hungry, but because hunger hurts less than humiliation. The next day, he goes back. At 10 a.m., the school calls. Eli threw up in gym. They say he overexerted himself. But when I pick him up, he whispers the truth. He hadn't eaten breakfast, or dinner, or lunch. I didn't want to be seen with food, he admits, voice trembling. My son is starving to avoid being mocked. That night, I cook his favorite meal, mac and cheese with hot dogs sliced into it, the way Liam always asked for. I set the bowl in front of him. He pushes it away. His lips quiver like he wants to explain, but no words come. I sit there, holding back tears, pretending I'm not watching him crumble. When he goes to bed, I crumble instead. I collapse on the kitchen floor, clutching one of Liam's old cleats from the back of the closet. The shoelace is frayed, grass still stuck in the tread. I sob into it until my chest hurts. Because how do you tell one son to keep going when the other one never got to? The cruelty doesn't stop. 2 days later, when I arrive for pickup, I hear laughter before I see him. Not the good kind. 3 boys are huddled near the bike racks. One's holding Eli's sketchbook, the one he hides in his backpack like treasure. They're passing it around, laughing at his drawings. What is this, Fat Man and Blobbin? Cody snickers. Another holds it up high. Maybe if you spent less time drawing superheroes and more time running, you wouldn't look like one. My heart lurches. Eli's standing there, frozen, cheeks red, fists clenched but unmoving, like he wants to fight, but can't. Before I can reach them, a teacher comes out, clipboard in hand, and instead of scolding the boys, she glares at Eli. Is this another one of your episodes? She asks, sharp and impatient. He stammers, but she cuts him off. You can't keep causing disruptions, Eli. Hand over the notebook. And just like that, she confiscates the only thing he loves. The boys smirk, walking off like kings. I storm over. That's his. The teacher stiffens. I'll return it when he learns how to follow the rules. Rules? What rules? Don't exist? Don't defend yourself? I take Eli's trembling hand and lead him to the car. His silence is heavier than crying. That night, I find the drawings shoved under the passenger seat of the car, crumpled and sticky with applesauce. He spent hours on them. I flatten them on the table, try to wipe them clean. The paper rips in my hands. It feels like tearing him apart all over again. By the weekend, I see the changes I'd been pretending not to. Eli's clothes hang differently. His cheeks are hollowing. He skips breakfast, skips dinner, pretends to sleep so I won't ask questions. One night I hear him in his room whispering. I think he's praying. But when I press my ear to the door, I realize he's talking to Liam. I wish you were here. They wouldn't touch me if you were here. Silence. Why'd you leave me? I press my hand against the door, choking back a sob. Because how do you answer that? The following Monday, the principal calls me in. He says Eli needs to adjust. He says Eli brings attention to himself. He says maybe counseling would help, for me. I sit there shaking. He's being starved of dignity in your hallways. And you're telling me the problem is me? The principal folds his hands. Sometimes when parents hover, children absorb that anxiety. It makes them stand out. Stand out. As if my son's hoodie, his weight, his grief weren't already enough. I leave before I scream. When I reach the car, Eli is waiting, head down, backpack on his lap. He doesn't ask what they said. He doesn't need to. He knows. That night, I pull out the old hospital folder. I don't even know why. Maybe to feel something besides helplessness. Inside are the papers from Liam's final days, the forms, the machines, the single thank you letter we got from the donor family. I run my fingers over it, the words blurring. Our son was given a second chance because of you. And that's when it hits me. The year, the city, the hospital network. The boy who got Liam's heart is Cody Jensen, the tall one, the popular one, the one who mocks Eli until his voice shakes. The boy carrying my son's heartbeat is the same boy breaking his twin. I close the folder. My hands tremble. Not out of revenge, but because I know what I have to do. I don't sleep that night. I lie in bed staring at the ceiling, the folder open beside me. The papers spread out like evidence of a crime no one else can see. The boy who carries my son's heart is the same boy destroying the one who lived beside it. How do you process that? How do you even breathe? I think of Liam's last words before the machines took over. He squeezed Eli's hand and whispered, "I'll still be here. Don't be scared." Eli believed him. He believed his brother's heart would live on inside someone kind. And now, that heart beats inside Cody Jensen, the boy who called my son Piglet. The next morning, I draft a letter. My hands shake the whole time. It's short, honest, careful. I don't mention Eli, I don't mention the bullying. I just write, "We believe our paths may have crossed. If you're open, I'd be honored to connect." 2 weeks pass, nothing. Then an email arrives. Rachel Jensen. She says her son Cody received a heart transplant when he was 6. She says she's never stopped wondering about the family who made that choice. She thanks me. She says they'd be honored to meet. We arrange to meet at a cafe. Neutral ground. When the day comes, I can barely breathe walking in. My palms sweat. My throat is dry. Rachel is already there, stirring her tea with trembling hands. She looks up when she sees me, eyes wet. "You must be Liam's mom." I nod. My voice fails me. Then Cody walks in. Taller now, confident, smiling like he owns the room. He doesn't recognize me, but I recognize him. He slides into the seat beside his mother, slouching back with the comfort of a boy who's never been told no. Rachel clasps my hands. "We've always wanted to know. Who gave us this chance? Cody was very sick. It was a long road." Cody nods, like it's a story he's heard 100 times. "I don't remember much, just that I couldn't run like the other kids. Now I can." Rachel places her hand over his. "Because someone else gave you that chance." I swallow hard. His name was Liam. Cody's eyes flick to mine. "Liam Hall?" I nod. I pull out a photo, one of the last. Liam and Eli side by side, laughing like the world wasn't ending. Cody leans forward. His face changes. "Wait, I know him. That's Eli, he's in my grade." Rachel tilts her head. "You know him?" He shifts in his chair. "Sort of. He's quiet." I study him. My hands shake as I ask, "Do you remember teasing him?" "Last month. The lunch, the drawings, the names." His face drains of color. He doesn't need to answer. I already know. Rachel stiffens beside him. "Cody?" He looks away. "I didn't know who he was." My chest aches. "But you still did it." Rachel turns to me, horrified. I didn't know. If we had known." I cut her off. My voice is sharper than I mean. "No one knew, that's the point. Eli never told anyone, not even when you laughed at him. He just let it happen." Cody's eyes glisten. His hand trembles on the table. He whispers, "I didn't know." Rachel covers her mouth. I slide the photo closer. My voice cracks. "You carry his brother's heart, and you hurt the boy who shared it." The weight of it crushes the air out of the room. No one speaks, not for a long time. Finally, Cody swallows, his voice barely audible. Did I ruin him? I can't answer, because part of me wants to scream yes, and part of me knows Eli is already ruined by grief, with or without Cody's cruelty. Rachel reaches for me. Her fingers tremble. Please, let us make this right. Let us see him. Let Cody apologize. I wipe my eyes. You'll get your chance. That night, I sit with Eli in his room. He's drawing again, though he hides it when I walk in. I don't tell him what's coming. I just sit on the floor beside his bed and whisper, "One day soon the truth will come out." He doesn't ask what I mean. He just pulls the blanket tighter. But I see his hands stop shaking for the first time in weeks. The next week, the phone rings. It's Rachel. She says Cody has been quiet since the cafe, not his usual self. She says he hasn't touched a soccer ball in days. His trophies sit untouched on the shelf, and then she says the words I didn't expect. He asked if he could speak at the assembly. My heart stops. What? He wants to tell the truth in front of everyone, students, staff, parents. She swallows hard. He says he needs to. I close my eyes. Is he sure? She whispers, I've never seen him this sure of anything. The gym is packed the next morning. Folding chairs, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, rows of kids in matching polos, half paying attention, teachers with clipboards, parents on the back row, murmuring. Eli sits stiff beside me, arms crossed. Hoodie up. He doesn't know why I brought him here. He doesn't see Cody yet. Then the microphone squeals. The chatter fades. Cody steps up to the podium. His usual swagger is gone. His hands grip the stand so tightly his knuckles are white. He clears his throat. His voice cracks on the first word. Most of you know me. I play soccer. I got the Courage Award last year. I've been here since 3rd grade. There are polite nods, a few whispers. He takes a breath. His chest rises and falls too fast. But there's something you don't know. The gym quiets. Even the restless kids lean forward. Cody's lip trembles. He swallows. When I was 6, I had a heart defect. I almost died. Gasps ripple through the bleachers. Teachers straighten in their chairs. I got a transplant. A little boy's heart saved my life. I never knew his name. Until recently. He pauses. His voice shakes. His name was Liam. Every head turns. I feel Eli freeze beside me. Cody grips the microphone tighter. Liam had a twin. His name is Eli. He's sitting right there. Dozens of eyes swing toward us. Eli's hoodie shadow hides his face. His shoulders hunch like he wants to disappear. Cody's voice breaks. And I was cruel to him. I called him names. I dumped his lunch. I laughed at his drawings. Whispers sweep the gym. A teacher presses her hand to her mouth. One of the boys who used to laugh with Cody drops his gaze to the floor. Cody keeps going, his words tumbling now. I thought it was funny. I thought he was just quiet, different, easy to pick on. But I didn't know who he was. His chest heaves. I didn't know he was the brother of the boy who gave me this chance. The reason I'm alive. His voice cracks. I didn't know I was crushing the boy who already lost more than I could ever imagine. Silence hangs heavy. Some kids shift uncomfortably. Some parents look down at their laps. Cody wipes his face with the back of his hand, trembling. Eli, I carry your brother's heart, and I broke yours. I will never be able to give that back, but I need everyone to know. I was wrong. I was cruel, and I am sorry. The microphone picks up the crack in his voice. The gym feels like it's holding its breath. He steps back, shoulders shaking. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I need you to hear me say it. I need everyone to hear me say it. His hands drop from the podium. He looks straight at Eli, eyes red, voice breaking. I'm sorry, Eli. I'm so sorry. The room is silent. Then it starts, one pair of hands clapping, then another and another. The sound swells until the whole gym is on its feet. Students, teachers, parents applauding, not for Cody's bravery, for the truth finally being spoken aloud. Beside me, Eli doesn't move at first. His hands are clenched in his lap, his face hidden in his hoodie. Then I feel it. A tremor. His shoulders shaking. I reach for him. He lets me take his hand. He's crying. Quietly. But he's sitting straighter than he has in months. For the first time, they're not laughing at him. They're listening to him, even in his silence. The next day, Eli walks into school without his hoodie. For the first time in weeks. At recess, he doesn't hide. He sits at the edge of the soccer field, a ball in his lap, just holding it. Cody walks over. He doesn't speak, doesn't push, just sits beside him. Minutes pass in silence. Then Eli does something I didn't expect. He nudges the ball forward. Just a little. Cody stares at it. Then he runs after it. And just like that, the game begins. Not forgiveness, not yet, but movement. And that's something. It doesn't all change overnight. The next morning, Eli still moves cautiously through the halls. His eyes flick to corners before he turns them. He still sits at the edge of the cafeteria, lunch tucked close to his chest. But the looks are different now. Not pity, not laughter, just space, respect. The boys who once dumped his food now glance away when he passes. The gym teacher doesn't smirk anymore. Even the principal, who once told me the problem was me, offers a stiff nod in the parking lot. Small things, but enough for Eli to notice. At home, I catch him humming again. Quietly, absent-mindedly. It stops the second he sees me, but I heard it. And it's the first sound of life I've heard from him in weeks. One night he comes into the kitchen while I'm making sandwiches. He stands there shifting on his feet. "Mom," he says softly, "can we make 2 lunches tomorrow?" I pause, knife hovering over the bread. For who? He shrugs, eyes darting away. Someone who forgot theirs. I want to ask, but I don't. I just nod and make them both. A week later, he comes home with a drawing. It's him and Liam, but older, taller, side by side again. Liam has a soccer ball under his arm. Eli is smiling. He tapes it to his bedroom door. And then, for the first time since the funeral, he digs through a box in his closet. I watch from the doorway as he pulls out a folded armband. The captain's band from their last game together. He tapes it under the drawing. In thick black marker, he writes across the bottom, "Still twins. Just one heartbeat louder." I cry. Right there in the hallway. Because that's who he is. That's who they never saw. The quiet one. The leftover one. The one who carried more than anyone ever asked. But now, finally, he isn't invisible anymore.